There's this one story that I like to tell my students about Ludwig van Beethoven. Beethoven was invited to play a small, intimate concert for some friends. He arrived late, as was his custom, and began playing sonatas and character pieces on the piano. His friends were completely captivated by his virtuosity, until suddenly a big, bold knock came at the door. Startled, Beethoven stopped playing and angrily marched to the door and shouted, "Who's there?" And a voice responded, "It's me, your coachman. I've come to drive you home." And Beethoven replied, "I am not finished with my work here. Tell me who called you here." The coachman said, "I don't know what to tell you. I was told to come and get you when you were done." So Beethoven went back to the piano and continued playing until the very early hours of the morning. Today, we think of Beethoven as a genius who somehow managed to create music that sounded like nothing before or since. But Beethoven himself did not think of himself as a genius. In fact, he thought of himself as an innovator, and this story illustrates that perfectly. He did not accept the constraints of what had been done in the past. He was always looking forward to where he could take music in the future. In today's video, I want to look at two videos that I think capture Beethoven's battle to conquer the world of music. The first is called Unraveling the Genius, How Beethoven Transformed Classical Music Forever. And the second is called Beethoven's Battle, the deaf composer who conquered the world of music. Let's get into it. The first video begins with Beethoven's famous Fifth Symphony. It then flashes back to the Heiligenstadt Testament, which is a letter written by Beethoven when he was contemplating ending his life because of his hearing loss. Then it goes through the key events of Beethoven's life, including his early success in Bonn, his move to Vienna, his growing deafness, and then the incredible music that he wrote during his later years, including the Ninth Symphony, which features the famous Ode to Joy. This video really does a good job of giving a broad overview of Beethoven's life and why he is considered such a genius. The next video is called Beethoven's Battle, the deaf composer who conquered the world of music, and it begins with an amazing performance of Beethoven's Sixth Symphony, also known as Pastoral Symphony. Then it flashes to a young Beethoven who begins to experience hearing loss. As a result, he becomes very socially awkward and actually ends up leaving Vienna for a while to escape ridicule. When he comes back to Vienna, he begins composing some of his most famous works, including the Third, Sixth, and Seventh Symphonies and the Fifth Symphony, all while hiding his deafness from the public. The video then ends with Beethoven leading his last symphony, the Ninth, and the entire audience standing up and cheering when he takes his seat after the final notes are played. So these two videos really complement each other well. The first one gives you a broader overview of Beethoven's life and music, while the second one focuses more on his struggle with deafness and how he overcame it. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Beethoven, I highly recommend checking out both of these videos and let me know in the comments below what you think of them. Also, if you're interested in learning more about classical music, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.